Thanks for tuning in to the Mind Movement Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota Davis. We're broadcasting from Nashville, Tennessee. Before I get into the Mind Movement Podcast and what we're all about, I thought it'd be a good idea to hear from the mastermind herself, Elizabeth Porter. She's a good friend of mine, mentor, and really the one who brought this all into existence. So we thought it'd be a great idea to bring you in, hear all about it from you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Without further ado, Elizabeth. Is it ado or with a, yeah, it's ado.
Ado.
Okay. Without further ado, Elizabeth, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Where are you from?
All over the place.
Okay.
I was born in Ohio. Spent a lot of time in the East Coast, New England.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you in Ohio?
I moved when I was 8 months old.
Okay. So just born there.
Just born there.
And then decided to skip town.
Yeah. Otherwise a Yankee.
Okay. Okay. Where did you spend most of your time though?
Connecticut, Boston.
Okay.
Probably between those two. Did high school in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I've always been interested. Boston's like premier food. Memphis has barbecue. Nashville has hot chicken. I'm very cultured, by the way.
Yeah.
Just Tennessee things. But what's Boston's thing?
Oh goodness. Well, I feel like everybody would have a different opinion, but just pub food and
Okay.
you know, New England's kind of known for diner food
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There's not so many diners down here. I kind of
Okay.
miss it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry to nerd out on that for a second.
No.
So what do you do?
So I run EHS, Entertainment Health Services, and we do therapy and life coaching for individuals in entertainment. So not just musicians,
Mhm.
but anybody who works in that industry.
Gotcha. Okay. How did you get started with all that?
Yeah, I've been involved in music most of my life. Loved it, performing, and did some booking and engineering, and then went on to college and studied psychology and got my master's in psychology. So
Mhm.
I've always worked these two careers.
Right.
And then years ago had this idea of applying my psychology background to the industry that I was passionate about,
Mhm.
to entertainment. And I saw a need there.
Yep.
And so EHS was born.
Why psychology? Like, of all things, if you're doing music, why did you pick psychology?
I started off as a music major.
Okay.
And I switched to psychology. I had just seen a lot of struggles throughout my storyline prior, and had a passion for helping people as well. And so I figured that getting a degree in music wasn't going to mean much, so I got my degree in psychology and then still took the music classes I wanted to.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what does a day look like for you?
Oh, goodness.
Maintaining chaos.
Yeah, a day, I have a lot of energy, so my day is typically full. I'm a mom, so I'm up early, and by the time I get to work, it's, you know, I work with a certain amount of caseload, and then we've been working on expanding to this mind movement, and so I spend a lot of time doing that, and then doing some public speaking and writing. So it's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I typically say don't contact me from 5 to 7. That's my kid time.
Long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Busy day.
Of course. Yeah.
How long has EHS been around?
Oh goodness. 3 years?
Okay.
4 years?
Cool. Gotcha. So to dive in, why are you passionate about helping people, and what makes this tick?
Yeah, it's changed since I started.
Okay.
I think when I started EHS, it was this idea of I saw so many creatives with so many talents who would face obstacles with mental health that ultimately would cause them to either walk away from entertainment or just struggle. And so starting out, I wanted to be an asset or just help in that realm, navigate that. And then as I've worked throughout the years, I just saw a bigger issue, which is the overall how we view our mental health. Not just mental illness, but mental health in general. And so it just took on a bigger picture for me. And then I looked at entertainers, and they stand on stage and try to move the culture and communities, and they hold such an important role. And so I just saw it as, okay, if we can get to this healthier place of, or what I view as a healthier place of recognizing the importance of the mind, then I feel, or I've seen, that individuals can reach their full potential, and it's beautiful. I've had the benefit of watching amazing, beautiful art come out of people navigating that.
It's a really cool experience, I'm sure, to see it follow through all the way.
Way more rewarding than what I thought it was going to be in the beginning.
Sure, yeah, that's great, that's great. So speaking of the mind movement, aside from EHS, how did the mind movement come about, and what is it?
Again, I think it was that transition maybe a year ago where I saw myself or in our therapist working with individuals and helping them, and then I just saw this bigger issue, this, or again, my views, what I saw as a bigger system, and so ultimately kind of started coming up and jotting down ideas and looking at, okay, what's contributing to mental health and mental illness and the entertainment industry, and we've had suicides, and I think there's a general understanding that it's a pretty stressful industry.
Totally.
And so I didn't feel like I was doing enough working on an individual level. And again, this concept that these individuals stand on stage and speak to the masses and have that outreach, I just felt like, what a positive way if we could come together and unite to start looking at the mind like we do physical health.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some stigmas about mental health? Because I heard you say mental illness and mental health. Is that stigma one right there? Did I nail it?
Well,
somewhat?
Yes.
Okay.
So mental health, everybody has mental health.
Sure.
We all have, it would be like your physical health. Mental illness could be related to if you were diagnosed with something by the doctor, right? Cool. So really the mind movement, yes, is to look at mental illness, but I really want it to be something that everybody can relate to, which is mental health.
Sure.
Again, the same way we look at physical health. Nobody has a problem, well, not many people have a problem saying, I went to the gym today and I'm making these movements with my physical health. But we don't hear that with mind, right?
Yeah.
Not many people say, oh, I'm going to a therapist to continue, exercising this muscle.
Why is that? Because it's taboo to talk about. I don't know. Does that invoke some weird reaction with people? I don't know why that is. It's not. I mean, if somebody were to say that they're going to a therapist, involuntarily I would be like, oh gosh, what's going on with that guy? But it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal in some regard, but why do we have such a quick reaction to think that there's something negative with that?
I mean, I'll try to summarize. So stigma goes back to, it's a Greek word. It's based on a Greek word. So it goes way back. And it's this idea of a marking of less than. But throughout history, mental illness has just been viewed as, either dangerous or, it's you can't perform. Just all these, and again, I could go on for an hour
Sure.
on that topic. But currently, in this era, it's a lot to do with, okay, mental illness could equal performance, right?
Mhm.
If you're mentally ill, you can't perform. It's going to affect your work. It's going to affect this. And, there's so many statistics about how receiving help for mental illness can help. But also so many individuals. So there's statistics around suicide and how many of those individuals, a great deal of them never sought help,
Sure.
and had depression. And so there's this fear that if you acknowledge this weakness, that you'll be judged. I don't know if that answers it. That's kind of a big stigma in general is loaded, but
Absolutely.
I think the big thing is fear.
Yeah. So, how will the mind movement help?
Awareness is the first. The idea is we have different avenues that we want to bring to the forefront, whether it's workshops and giving that educational piece. We're working on doing some research to get a better understanding of mental health in entertainment. And also supporting those who do seek therapy. So many individuals cannot afford therapy,
Right.
and so trying to find ways to find ongoing assistance for them. Again, the idea is to go through this platform of the entertainment industry, but really the mind movement speaks to culture in general,
Sure.
everyone.
Sure.
We're just choosing this platform as a starting place.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. What's next for EHS and for the mind movement?
Oh, goodness. Again, so much has changed. I feel like I'm on the journey and I learn and adapt as I go. So I think the next step is to just continue trying to serve and help more and more individuals. I think with the mind movement right now, we're kind of encompassed in that and trying to get workshops together and
Sure.
do that outreach. And we're undergoing the research process right now. And so that's been great. So we'll see
Exciting stuff.
where it takes us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on, and I look forward to seeing what happens next.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.